Hey Lash Babes, welcome back to another how-to tutorial, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to get this wispy classic look. I'm going to be using the Borboleta Pro Lash Extensions, the OG Lashes in CC Curl 0.15, length 7 through 15 millimeters. So this is a mixed tray, the London Lash Royal Bond Glue, and my own collection of tweezers that will be coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm also going to be using the eyelash pads. These are foam eye pads and perfect for anybody that has any sensitivities. So I'm going to be washing her lashes using my Wash Me Baby lash shampoo. You can purchase these on my website. It is available right now for purchase. So as you guys know, I need to wash my clients' lashes. This is a must for me. This will help just make sure that those lashes and extensions don't slide all over the place. So if you are someone who doesn't wash or prime, but mainly doesn't wash their lashes, I can guarantee you're having an issue with your extension not sticking to that natural lash. So this is why I recommend to always wash your client's lashes. So after you fan her dry, we're going to start placing the eye pads, and since these are foam, you do have to be careful about how you place them. So what I like to do is I pretty much like to use both of my fingers to pretty much lift the lower eyelid down and have them look straight up at me. So since these ones are super sticky, you're pretty much going to line it up with the waterline. So under the waterline, you're going to line it up, and before you place it down, you want to make sure that they close their eyes. That way you could shift the eye pads a little bit down and just stick them on. So you never want to go just place them directly before they close their eyes, because again, their eyes shift when they do close them. So you want to make sure that everything is on there correctly. So she does tend to have a little larger waterline. So throughout this video, you're going to end up seeing that her waterline is showing a lot, but I promise you guys, the product was not getting in her eye. Her eyes were not open. It's just the way that her natural waterline looks like. So again, we're going to place it directly under the waterline, have her close her eyes, and then we're going to place it down. And if we need to shift it a little bit lower or move it up, pretty much get it out of the inner and outer corners to make sure that it's comfortable on her. So you want to make sure that it's comfortable. You never just want to leave them like that. You kind of just want to mess with them a little bit and make sure that they are good to go and they're not in her eye. So we're going to do a natural mapping today, and the reason why I wanted to do a natural mapping is because this kind of styling pretty much is flattering on anybody. And since we are doing a wispy styling, I'm going to do 2 millimeters longer for the top layer. So I'm going to end up doing 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, and then we're going to bring it back down to 13, 12 on the outer corners, and that's for the longer lengths, which are going to give you that wispy look. And then for the shorter lengths, we're going to do 10, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, and pretty much we're working from inner to outer corner. And again, for a natural look, you always want to section off right in the middle of the center of her eye, and then pretty much shift it more towards the outer. So as you can see, most of the bigger chunk is on the outside of her eye, and instead of the doll eye being pretty much the whole center. So again, the natural, you're going to start right in the middle and then section it off, the big section, all the way to the outer, and then you're going to drop it back down in size. So for me, I believe that a natural styling like this looks very flattering on anybody. It doesn't matter what kind of eye shape they have, because again, we're pretty much mimicking the natural shape of their eyes. So everybody's lashes naturally grow this way. So as you can see, from the inner to the middle, it goes from really short and it starts gradually getting longer and longer, and then more towards the middle to the outside, it's all the same length, a little bit longer, you know, but similarly like the same length, and then it drops down on the outer corner. So to me, I pretty much just follow the natural shape of her eye. So now I'm going to start placing the longer lengths, which are the numbers at the top row. So I'm going to be placing a 14, and normally I like to start off in the bigger section since 14 in the middle is the bigger section. So I'm going to just start placing 2 classic lashes right next to each other, or you could do 1 every 4 lashes. So I don't have any particular order. I'm doing 2 lashes next to each other, or I'm doing every other lash, and this will just give it a more of a feathery, wispy look instead of all being the same number. So again, as you guys can see, I'm pretty much going back to that same section and placing another classic lash right next to it. And when doing this, I recommend to be working on both eyes. I don't want you to be working on one eye only, because you're going to end up getting extensions stuck to each other. Since right now we are pretty much just placing the spikes, which are the longer lengths, that's what we're focusing on, because again, we're creating texture. So now I'm just going every 3 to 4 lashes and placing the longer length. So wherever it says a 14, you're going to place a 14. If it says 13, you're going to place a 13, so on. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm just literally going throughout the entire lash line and placing the longer lengths first. So to keep it simple, you can place a classic lash in only the first layer, but that's only if your clients have a lot of layers within their lash line. And I will say that everybody's lashes are different. So this kind of styling is going to look different on everybody. On somebody, it might look more like a doll eye, and somebody, it might look more like a cat eye, depending on their eye shape. And the reason why I like to do this kind of styling, or what this, I consider this a natural styling, is because it just looks flattering on anybody. But my point is that it's going to look different on anybody, and depending on the lengths you're using, you can always go up in numbers, you could go down in numbers. So instead of doing a 14 spike, you could do a 13 spike and 11 shorter lengths to kind of give it that dimension. So don't be afraid to have fun with this. Play with different numbers. Don't feel like you're restricted to only doing these lengths. You can play with it, have fun with it. You can always change the curl. You can do D curl, you can do C curl. I used a CC curl lately. I've just been obsessing over a CC curl. So you can honestly do any kind of curl. You pretty much already have the roadmap just by following this kind of styling. You have the roadmap to pretty much create your own styling after this. So like I was mentioning before, that it's going to look entirely different on everybody depending on how many lashes they have. My client here, you can tell that she has a lot of damage, and I know I can tell because I've done her lashes quite a few times. And when I first started doing her lashes years ago, she had so many natural lashes, but she went back to wearing strip lashes, and of course strip lashes damages your lashes because it yanks out your natural lashes over time. It does a lot of damage. So she went from having 3 to 4 layers to only having 2 layers of lashes. So normally I would have placed a lot more spikes to give it a little more dimension, but again, I was only working with 2 layers of lashes, so I didn't want to end up using up all her lashes on just spikes. So you kind of have to eyeball it a little bit, and every 3 to 4 lashes, place a spike. You can do every 2 depending on the type of look that you're going for, and also depending on how many natural lashes your client has. So for somebody that has really full natural lashes, you can achieve a very dramatic full classic look if you are lashing 99 to 100% of her lashes. For my client here, because she doesn't have that many lashes, it ended up becoming a very soft look. So now, as you guys can see, I am going about every 2 to 3, 4 natural lashes, and then I'm going to place a spike. So as you guys can see here, I'm pretty much just going and placing that longer length. So right here I'm placing a 12 because I'm in the section where it says 12. So that's pretty much as easy as it goes. You just follow the map, and you can't go wrong just following the map. So I'm going to put some music here for you guys so you guys can enjoy this for a little bit, and then I will come back when I'm ready to give you some more tips. Sometimes you gotta see Okay, so at this point, I already started going in and placing all the shoulder lengths since I was already happy with the amount of spikes that I placed. By spikes, I mean longer lengths. So I'm just going in throughout the entire lash line and just placing that shoulder length. So if it's a 10, I'm going to place a 10. If it's a 12, I'm going to place a 12. So I'm going to be doing that back and forth between both eyes. Again, I work on both eyes at the same time just because my camera is facing only one eye because I want you guys to be able to see up close what it is that I'm really doing, but behind the scenes I'm really working on both eyes. So again, we're pretty much just making sure that we're going in there and just placing those shoulder lengths. If you guys want to go a little bit more dramatic and want a more of a definition or of like a textured look, you can do shoulder lengths more than one. So if you're doing a 12 in that section, you could do 12, 11, 10 all throughout that same section. And if it's an 11, you could do 11, 10, 9. So you guys can go up and down in numbers throughout that section that you're working in, and it'll give it a little more dimension and it'll make it look extra wispy. So again, you don't necessarily need to stick to one number in that section. You could go up a number, you could go down a number, but at least you have the roadmap of what you want the styling to look like. So if you want to keep it simple and just do this mapping alone, then you can. If you want to try to spice it up a little bit more and add a shorter length in that section, then go for it. You know, don't be afraid to play around. That's what it means to be a lash artist, is to be able to create different sets on the top of your head and be comfortable doing it. So don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to try new things. You don't have to stay within the lines. You don't have to do everything to the T. Again, remember, you're an artist. You can create whatever set you like. I'm just giving you the maps. You guys can do whatever you guys want with it. And again, just have fun. So I am just going to finish off the rest of the set. As you guys can see, it's literally this simple. I feel like classic lashes for me are so simple. I love doing classic lashes because you don't have to worry about making a fan. You don't have to doing extra stuff. Like, it's just, you know, grab a lash and place it on there. I know it takes time. I know that as a beginner, it is a little more challenging, but trust me, if you keep pushing, it gets easier. And being able to create beautiful sets just using classic lashes, to me, that's what it means to be an artist, because it doesn't necessarily have to be boring when it comes to doing a classic lash. It doesn't have to be boring. You can create new styles and just add texture by, you know, adding different lengths to your set. So as you guys can see, it's already looking very textured and very wispy, but that's the whole point, is to have fun and just, you know, experiment. So I'm gonna pretty much let you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I hope this video was self-explanatory. Once you follow the map, it's so easy to follow and do this set. So I hope you guys liked today's video. So now we're going to finish off by placing the sealer. I know I didn't really show it in this video, but that's pretty much what I did to end this video. I placed some sealer. You don't necessarily have to place sealer, especially with clients who are very, very sensitive. But at least for me, I know that it helps with my retention. So if you have never tried out sealer or super bonder, I highly recommend it. I did end up using the London Lash super bonder. I don't think I showed at the beginning, but that's pretty much it, and I hope you guys like. So this is how it turned out.